Today, our client pled guilty to every count of the indictment, with the full knowledge that he will spend the rest of his life in prison with no chance of parole.
It has been over 6 months since the racially motivated shooting in Buffalo that killed 10 people and left 3 others hurt. And now the accused shooter has admitted he carried out that horrific crime. Good evening, I'm Mary Alice Demler.
And hello everyone, I'm Scott Levin. While today has put so much focus on the man who carried out this heinous act, it is of course very important to remember the names of those that we lost, and you see their faces here right behind us.
The 15 charges against the top shooter include the first ever conviction in New York of first-degree domestic act of terrorism motivated by hate. It's a charge that carries a mandatory life sentence without the possibility of parole.
And it also includes 10 first-degree murder counts and 3 more attempted murder charges. Both the Erie County District Attorney and Buffalo Police Commissioner spoke about how they hope today's guilty pleas bring some sort of closure to those who are still grieving.
There's never going to be full closure for these families. All I can do is provide legal closure, and that I have done. And hopefully the legal closure will help the healing process. Hopefully the legal closure will provide the families and the victims some measure of relief so that they can now get on with their lives.
I truly want to thank the surviving family members. I can't imagine what they have gone through, but what they have done is they've turned this into action. We have seen on many cases where they have had opportunities to do good, to seek change, to better the community that they live in. And this is not a happy day. It's not a good day. It's simply the close of one chapter in a book that is still being written to this day.
After the plea today, families of the victims gathered to share their responses to his appearance in court. Now, while no cameras were allowed inside the courtroom today, they shared their remarks on what they saw.
2 on your sides, Andy Payton joins us live outside the Erie County Courthouse tonight with what those families and legal experts had to say about how the defendant was presented. Andy?
Yes, Scott and Mary Alice, out of everything that unfolded this morning in court, one thing stood out: Gendron's appearance. And it's what's causing families of the victims to now be questioning the system and the motives behind it.
That's how America treats young white men, right? We keep them that way. We show them in a way that doesn't make them look threatening, and it's disgusting.
This is what victims' families expected Payton Gendron would look like at his court appearance this morning: handcuffs, shaggy hair, and an orange jumpsuit. Instead, the way the witnesses described the now 19-year-old who pleaded guilty to all 25 state counts was just the opposite.
You see him with a 6th grade, middle school haircut, clean shave, looking real scrawny and nervous.
If that were my son, if that were Zaire, pictures of him would have been in a hoodie and, right? Like, that's how we project black men in this country. And we clean up our young white kids.
Gendron's appearance, according to legal experts, was a strategic move because while he pleaded guilty, receiving the automatic sentence of life behind bars in state court with no parole, he's still facing a possible death sentence from the federal courts.
If you're a competent defense attorney, you're going to present your best foot forward, so to speak. So you're going to have your client appear, presentable.
But while some say it may have been a strategy, as Erie County Sheriff John Garcia tells me, the defendant's appearance wasn't unique.
So a number of the victims' families were very upset today about the way that he was presented in this, where they described as a fresh haircut, clean-shaved manner. What is your response to that?
Every incarcerated individual has the decision to make if they want to use the barber services. It was evident today from his appearances, from when I last saw him, that he decided to get a haircut before court.
The sheriff went on to tell me that regardless of the way that Gendron was presented, it won't change anyone's mind.
A haircut and a shave is not going to make up for killing 10 people. I say it doesn't matter how he appeared today. I know and everybody else knows that he's a convicted murderer of 10 people.
Now, guys, take a look at this statement released to ABC News by Paul and Pamela Gendron, the suspect's parents, shortly after the guilty plea. And it says, in part, with today's plea of guilty, he will be held accountable for his actions. Our hearts are broken over the devastation he caused to the innocent victims he killed and wounded, their families, and the African-American community in Buffalo and beyond. Gendron is scheduled to be sentenced in state court on February 15th. Reporting live outside Erie County Courthouse tonight, Andy Payton, Channel 2 News.